Hello and welcome to IFL. For our first fight tonight, we will have Carlos Condit versus Rantmouse, well-known veterans of the IFL community, and we're in the heavyweight division with Andre Bishop versus Fabricio Verdun.
Andre Bishop is a bit of an unusual pick for Carlos. I don't think he's used to playing too many people other than Carlos Condit, to be honest with you, but
He is very solid in heavyweight, and not to seem too aggressive or salty, but in my opinion, OP. But I doubt Carlos Condit will be spamming with him, so it'll be interesting to see some clean boxing.
agreed.
This is actually an intriguing matchup. I'm real curious how this plays out.
And Condit opening with the hooks. Rantmouse avoids and tries to land a few hooks of his own, but he gets caught again by Condit. Now, Condit is doing a very good job. Oh, single leg.
Beautiful shot.
Now, Condit honestly has a very good ground game, but I doubt he'll be able to use it as effectively as he does with the character Carlos Condit, especially since he has Andre Bishop.
Yeah, Bishop, we're doing. He's in trouble.
And they're into half guard. I think Rantmouse will try to get in the side, and he does. But they're right back in the half guard. Rantmouse needs to make sure Condit isn't moving. Oh, he goes for a arm triangle. This is another way to just slow down the fight, stop your opponent from getting. And this is especially effective against Andre Bishop. And he gets.
One of the things you've got to love about the arm triangle as well is that obviously it causes damage to the head. If you can get late stage, often finish in side control. Get that cheeky elbow in.
And Rantmouse just seems to be happy to land a few elbows from the. And he's in his full guard. Now, see, Condit needs to stop using that lead hand because that will make Rantmouse go into full guard. And here we see him again, just posturing up because of that lead hand. Oh, and he catches the arm here. He's not transitioning just to conserve stamina. Now, both of them seem very fine with just staying full guard, and this is, personally, in my opinion, not what they should do, especially since Condit is Andre Bishop. He needs to get back on the feet and box him up. And Rantmouse needs to posture up so he can finish the fight, and he needs to transition, my mistake, so that he can finish the fight. You can do damage from postured up full guard, but you're not likely to get a finish.
It is quite difficult to get one from there. Manages to get the reversal here though.
And he postures up.
I know this is full mount, but you would think that somebody with an Andre Bishop might want to kind of get away from it there, get it back to the feet.
And Condit oddly seems fine to keep on the ground, and that is very confusing to me, especially since he's Bishop and he's known as a striker.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised at the strategy here. He's literally keeping on the ground.
What he especially needs to watch out for is if he's in that stack guard. Verdun's jiu-jitsu is insane in the game, so he needs to watch out for the submissions.
Yeah,
that was good first round. I'm honestly not sure who I'd give that to. That postured up damage could have definitely got Rantmouse to fight, but there was a lot of action on top of the feet for Condit. And here we're starting off again in round 2.
Oh, you've got to be thinking that going into the second round, Bishop is going to want to keep this strike in, even though he seemed quite content to stay on the ground. Don't know if that's really what he was looking for. Maybe it was just
that was a nice slip from Rantmouse. I'd like to see more leg kicks from Rantmouse, especially because that will deny the movement of Condit. Nice hook there.
Again, he's walking him into it now.
Oh,
and he's rocked here. Condit is doing exactly what he needs to do. He needs to pressure box, but he gets caught with an uppercut there.
timely
And
takedown from
Rantmouse gets
Rantmouse.
the single leg again.
It's really
Now,
good for Rantmouse.
both of them have a definite pattern of striking from posture up. They both use the same lead arm over and over again and rarely switch to the opposite.
I think you'll agree that in those types of situations makes it a lot easier for arm traps, and obviously got to be careful. Not so much from Verdum, but our Carlos Condit over here. Got to be very, very careful of that when he postures up next.
And that is a nice get up from Condit. Now, it seems Rantmouse is going into this much more aggressive than he was earlier.
Yeah, totally. I feel like he's getting comfortable.
Quite nice to see, actually. Rantmouse has had a difficult time since he's come to IFL, but having a very
That
good
was a
performance
nice
here.
body kick. Oh, and he's rocked again from a hook. Nice leg kick from Condit. Now, I've not seen a lot of head movement from Condit in this fight, and that's a bit odd, but I understand that because Rantmouse has a very unorthodox style that can catch you. That was a
Good
nice
sidestep.
sway. And he gets the single leg for the third time this fight. He's definitely going to posture up again to land some more ground and pound. And here he is, landing more elbows from side control, which is a great position. Nice transition from the bottom. And he's going for an arm triangle, and he gets it. Will he keep him in it for long?
Remember, every stage is
This is
damage
getting
done.
tight. This is going to do head health, so Condit really needs to be much more defensive from the bottom. Both just seem content to just stay in full guard. Not a lot of action.
I think Rantmouse is really pushing for this finish right now. He's been very patient. Quite a big change from his more recent performances.
I don't think he's going for a finish. I think he's going for a decision, looking to just stay on top, get some ground and pound. I think it should be Condit who is looking for the finish.
No, agreed.
I don't think he's doing enough damage from Mount though to actually secure.
I think that going into this third round, where are we thinking it's at? I think I've got.
I think it could be 1-1.
1-1. I have.
Because
1-1.
there was some. I think personally for me, the second round would go to Condit. Those two stuns, I think those the negate the control with the little damage from Rantmouse.
I think
Well,
he was
all to play for
stunned
going into the
there,
third.
so it's hard to say. He definitely did better the second half of the round.
Now, personally, if I was Condit, I'd look to just pressure box. That seems to be where Rantmouse loses most of his fights, but Rantmouse went into this with a perfect plan, be much more defensive and get the decision, especially since he's coming from such a bad losing streak. Now, because Rantmouse is Verdum, he's much taller than Condit's Bishop, which makes the back slips much easier to get. And this is some nice boxing from... Oh, and he's rocked with the pull uppercut there. That has been something Rantmouse has really went to over and over again in this fight. Oh, and there, Condit is right back again with his own rock. Oh,
wow.
But Rantmouse gets another uppercut. That is... Oh, and he gets kicked from the bottom. That is definitely Rantmouse's shot. He pulls back at the perfect time and lands an uppercut. Oh, and he goes for flying knee and it's blocked.
Yeah, those front kicks are forced.
Both were just landing on each other's block. Oh, and he doubles up on the overhand and lands.
I think he knows he needs to keep up that pressure, secure this round.
Now, see, if I was Condit, I don't think he would win this round personally. But I'd say, oh, and he gets the single leg again. Condit
Yeah, I
definitely
feel like
needs to just
Rantmouse
get
might be
up.
found in the bed.
Condit needs to get up, work some block breaking combos, and get a knockout, in my opinion. Both don't seem to be that active in the grappling, and I think that's how this fight has been so prolonged. Rantmouse just seems happy with staying on top and getting a decision.
Yeah, he's very content there. Can't blame him. Wants to get that, get back in the win column.
I believe it would be his first time in the win column.
In IFL, yes.
Some nice body elbows. And he gets the arm trap. Rantmouse transition to side control, and Condit doesn't let him have it.
20 seconds left on the clock. Gotta think that this is going to be ironed out by Rantmouse at this
And
stage.
he goes back down into his guard. That's weird from... Oh, and Rantmouse uses an arm triangle to get extra points with the judges.
It's hard. I think the swing round is the first round, honestly.
Yeah. The first round is definitely the deciding round, and I think Condit pulled out the second, and Rantmouse pulled out the third. But I could see what way the... And it's decision victory for Verdum, aka Rantmouse.
Great stuff from Rantmouse coming back, managing to get his first win in IFL. Congratulations to him.
Yeah, I definitely think that what Connacht really was lacking was the pressure boxing. I think he needed to more step in and step out, if you understand me.
No, yeah, completely. What do you think the biggest change was for Rantmouse in this one, from his most recent performances?
I think he was just much more content with the decision. It seemed like most of his other fights, he was just looking to brawl or get a quick finish, while in this fight, he was looking for the win instead of the finish, and that's the professional mindset.
Definitely is. It was a different game plan from him. He seemed to have been working on his ground game as well. It was nice to see him, take his time, to be perfectly honest with you, and kind of push for that win. Some of his earlier picks, where he was picking lower rated fighters, made it very difficult for him to be able to compete. Uh, but no, that was a great fight against a good opponent.
Yeah, I think this was a
Definitely,
nice
Condit
performance.
is talented.
But I like how you played Verdun to his strengths here.
Yeah, I mean, he worked the grappling, worked it pretty well. He was very, very patient there, and I think that kind of against somebody that's pretty good at the ground, Condit's pretty good at getting up. He's good at least anti-grappling when he's on his bottom. But played it perfectly. Had to be very patient. Okay, great. So we're just loading in now to the next fight of the night. That will be Kryptonite King against Ehummer. I know that Kryptonite King is going to be playing in the featherweight division as Zabit Russia. I can't say the last name, I'll be honest with you.
Zabit is a solid choice, especially for Kryptonite King. I've played him a few times, and he really knows his combos. He reminds me of Spider, and it seems that a lot of people are taking from Spider in their striking, and that's definitely what a lot of people need to do. Because personally, I've taken from Spider striking. I think everyone who's played him has. I think Spider is the best striker, and I'd say Kryptonite King is either second or third. So this will be a very interesting fight. I'd like to see the approach Ehummer takes this fight.
Yeah, he's been on a little break recently, and coming back, he wanted to, a top 10 opponent, kind of made the call out, and Kryptonite King was more than willing to accept. So.
And Ehummer is going Jose Aldo. That's a very solid choice. Personally, both of these fighters are my picks in featherweight, so this will be a very interesting fight.
Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC featherweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a Muay Thai kickboxer.
I think what Hummer definitely needs to do is either take it to the ground or work his leg kicks early. And especially with Aldo, he can take away Kryptonite King's perfect movement and kicks early on. And it will stop a lot of offense from Kryptonite King if you're working your leg kicks, because you have to worry so much about that block. And Kryptonite King, I think he needs to work the body, especially with Zabit's kicks. He has so many and such a unique arsenal that he can definitely work the body early on.
100%. I mean, my normal go-to good kick to start.
Nice body straight. And he goes for a flying knee. And he gets caught with a lead hook there.
Personally, I feel that with Aldo it's important to conserve some of the explosiveness till a little bit later on. He does gas a little bit early in my experience.
Yeah, I think you're definitely right there. I like to use and he goes for the Zabit takedown. That's a very hard takedown to deny. You deny it by denying the clinch way. But it's really interesting to see King go straight into the grappling in this fight. But that is a good way to cancel out Ehummer's aggressive style. In my experience, if you take down someone who is very pressure heavy and aggressive, it makes them worry about the takedown and slow down.
Agreed. It opens up your hands for later on then as well. Obviously gets him a little bit tired, and all round is a good little grind.
Nice fake into the transition.
Good stand.
And he's up. He goes for the flying knee again. I think Hummer might gas or at least have equal stamina with Kryptonite. And personally, I don't like to do that with Aldo, but we could see an early finish.
Agreed.
Yeah, take it from me. I'm an Aldo player, and I'm not feeling the big attacks right here. He's really going to do.
Yeah, it can be, obviously you can get those early finishes, but if you don't get that early finish, it's kind of a bit difficult to come back.
Yeah, totally. He's missing all of his big shots. King's luring him into a firefight, and it's really.
Nice little body strike from Ehummer though. Great spin back kick.
Now, see, they're already equal stamina. I think Kryptonite needs to keep distance so Ehummer will gas faster.
Yeah, I think you bang on the money there, especially with the range of speed. Like
Nice
you mentioned,
uppercut.
body work is vital.
Now, see, Kryptonite King has a very odd way of throwing his punches, but it's very effective. He moves into a direction and then throws them, so the animation hides it. Nice body kick to end it there. Personally, I think I'd give that round to Kryptonite. I think that was a very even striking match, but I think that early takedown will definitely do points for him. And what surprised me near the end of that was that Kryptonite had less stamina than Ehummer. It'll be really interesting to see this though, and now we're moving into round 2. So I think Kryptonite needs to slow down the fight more.
Yep. Use the range, a lot of single shots. He goes straight back to the combos and lands quite a lot of them, to be fair.
And he goes for this beat takedown and gets caught. Oh, that was a nice jab hook kick. Oh, that was great work from King.
Yeah, King's definitely gaining momentum here. The fight's kind of going the way he wants it. I think he wants a high-paced fight, and that's exactly what's going on.
Definitely. Oh, and now King is rocked. Now, I think King should want to take it to the cage and maybe work in the clinch or take him down just to get extra points on the judges.
And as you say, it goes for that tight clinch.
That was a nice fake from Ehummer. Oh, and that was a perfect double leg after he missed that spinning heel kick. I think he's going to move into over-under now. I've noticed a lot of players, when their opponent goes for that punch from sprawl, they go in over-under. A good way to counter that is a pre-deny, and that's what I've started doing. This is great ground and pound from King.
If you hit the LT with the pre-deny from that position, you can also grab a guillotine, and it's a two-blade. It's quite sneaky there. I've noticed the same thing.
Now, even though that armbar wasn't deep, because the way the game is structured, that might give a bonus to Ehummer.
He goes for it again.
It's getting in deeper. And King is out.
I think Ehummer will be happy there, though, manages to avoid the slam. It was a beat.
I think King definitely needs to take this fight back, especially with such a stamina gap.
I think Hummer's going to start really poorly on in this last minute.
Oh, and he lands the knee there.
Hummer's been looking for those highlight reel finishes. And I think that's been costing him, but that almost got him right there.
But I think in this fight and in this matchup, it's worked for Hammer because King has been trying to match him with that. Oh, and he lands there.
Oh, man. Good hooks. Great side kick.
Now, see, I think King needs to keep more distance, especially since he can definitely be losing this fight. Oh, and he lands a knee there. I'd give that round to King. I think he landed more rocks, but I'm not entirely sure. And he landed a takedown, had some ground and pound, but those armbar attempts, those can definitely give points for Hammer. And both have seemed to have recovered from their early stamina drain.
Expensive start, lots of spins.
Oh, that was a beautiful combo from King.
Oh, man.
That's a
huge.
beautiful
Oh,
combo.
good night. Wow. Great performance.
That is one of the best combos, personally, in the game, I think, for the boxing. The body straight into the lead hook. It reminds me of the combo. Here you see it, the jab, the straight to the body, mixed in with the lead hook. It's a perfect way to get someone off their rhythm and land a knockout just like that. Great performance from King.
Follow-up strikes, a little bit excessive, but we'll forgive him. Heat of the moment.
A bit of a Jorge Masvidal versus Ben Askren situation.
Yeah, you got to make sure he stays down.
That was a great performance from both, but I think King was definitely going to take that in the third round.
Yeah. Showed his veteran savvy. Competes basically every week and always puts on a great performance.
King had a much more boxing approach with Zabit than most people, but I think that worked out in the end. King is an amazing boxer. He uses best spin a lot, and he's very good with them. The judges had it 2018 to Kryptonite King, and honestly, I'd agree with that. And next we're having ZW versus Tvxze, aka TV, in the bantamweight division. And I believe Freeze is going Rivera, and TV is going Marlon Moraes. Both are very solid picks. You can use Marlon Moraes as a Thomas Almeida type fighter, but with much better stats, in my opinion. And Freeze's Rivera is obviously very grapple heavy, but has a lot of power, especially for the bantamweight division. We are just now waiting for our fighters to go.
We are underway.
I think it'll be really interesting to see Jimmy Rivera versus Marlon Moraes, especially with how good Marlon Moraes' kickboxing is.
Yeah, he's a bit underused, I find it, when I do play a bantamweight. I don't come across too many Marlon Moraes, but he's got a really, really good moveset. Very fun to strike
Yeah,
with.
Moraes is a bit of an interesting pick. His animations slow down a lot as the fight progresses.
I think that's his stamina, but I wouldn't say it's unjustified. Marlon Moraes does have low stamina in real life. We saw that in the Henry
Definitely.
Cejudo fight.
I think it's the he's got a lot of level 5 strikes, so he just whips everything.
And they're starting off fast, just in Freeze's fashion.
Oh, beautiful hook going backwards.
I think you're right there, though, Blooded. Anybody that's got those high-level movesets, they're very explosive. You can only contain that for so long. You can only put that type of output out.
TV seems to be coming out on top in these exchanges.
Yeah, I like what he's doing right now.
That is a staple of Freeze. I know that from fighting him personally. Loves throwing the lead head kick into the rear hand. It's a great combo, and he uses it really effectively. Now, what I've not really seen from TV right now is many kicks. I think what you should use is either a spin kick or a teep just to keep distance.
I've actually never seen that before. TV has this thing he's doing. He likes to go backwards and shoot that straight into the lead uppercut like right there. And it's really working. It's the third time he's done it.
Now, see, what I've noticed from Freeze is the way he pressure boxes. Oh, and he's rocked here. He got caught by enough. Oh, that was a nice body kick. But what Freeze
Straight
does
lead
in
upper,
his
that's
pressure
his
boxing
go-to
is
punch.
he usually goes jab into a hook, and that stops his opponent from swaying, which can be really effective. Both seem to be hitting each other's block.
Yep, straight lead upper. He should really look into trying to slip that. Freeze should. It's starting to become a serious pattern. You can almost expect it after the straight is going to be a lead upper.
I think Freeze should try to work the body of Marlon a bit more so that he'll gas faster, because there's already a definite stamina gap. Now, see, what I've noticed in this fight already is that there's a change of tempo very fast. They switch from fast-paced, high-action exchanges to slow footwork.
Recognizing that sound.
Yeah, Freeze took that exactly where he needed to. I don't think the stand-up is going very well for him.
Extra points in the eyes of the judges as well. Always good to get a takedown at the end of the round. And that's really what I think.
TV seems to be operating in straight lines. He's really found a home for that straight lead uppercut. I'm curious to see if Freeze can take that away from him.
It's his
Even though he's
definite
gonna throw
combo.
it either. So it makes going to the body kind of risky because you do risk getting hit with that uppercut. Also makes shooting risky too, because you never know when that uppercut's gonna come.
Straight into him.
And there it is again, straight upper.
Both still showing definitely a more cautious approach to the second round.
It's a really interesting approach, especially since there's such a big stamina gap right now that it'll be interesting to see who can conserve it more.
Good job. I'm not so sure if it's the punch selection of TV giving Freeze an issue or the lateral movement. He seems to be lost when he moves laterally.
What's impressive by TV though is that he seems to be quite comfortable behind that black line. Obviously, a lot of people struggle there with a little penalty.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, confident in his defense.
Freeze starting to let his hands go a bit more now. You gotta wonder if he saw something or he's getting a bit desperate.
I think Freeze needs to. It's really hard to tell because I've not really seen who can control the outside more. So it's interesting to see who wants to keep the fight fast-paced or slow it down. Personally, because of Marlon's grappling stats, I'd say Freeze would need to work his grappling. But Freeze is a definite striker, and it's not like Rivera has bad striking.
Really don't think he might be
Oh, until he's even taunting now.
throwing a lot of those uppercuts, isn't it? I think it's just anticipating that shot.
Perhaps, especially late on.
Yeah, TB's made him really honest. He's not even trying to drive him to the fence anymore. There you go.
And there he goes for the drive. Now, see, that reminds me of my personal... Oh, nice body lock. That reminds me of my personal drive takedowns. A good way to set it up, and someone who's known for his drive takedowns, Slick Colt, is go for the drive takedown after they've thrown the uppercut. Most people usually go for double uppercut, so if you throw it after the double uppercut, it allows you to just catch them while they're still recovering from their strike.
Oh yeah, that's actually pretty smart. Me personally, I don't grapple much, but if I do, I'm gonna hit you with a lunge straight first, put you off balance, and then shoot.
Nice body kick there from TV. Now, who would you guys say is winning this fight?
I might have TV winning pretty comfortably.
I could definitely see how the judges are giving it to Freeze, though, but I think Freeze should just go for the finish, just in case, since this is a close fight.
I'd agree. I would give the first round to Freeze. I think with the takedown, it was a pretty close round, and I think that takedown maybe just notched it in his favour. Second round, we'll probably give it to TV.
Oh, that was a beautiful straight uppercut.
That is brutal.
It's the combo you use against pressure boxers. It's a perfect strategy from TV. He feinted it there.
Wondering if Freeze is going to start trying to time that uppercut. He's throwing a lot of them.
Yeah, it's just
Not a lot of
crazy.
head
He's done
movement
it
in
so
this
long
fight is what I'm
and
seeing.
Haven't got any head movement out of Freeze.
None from really TV either, but
Yeah.
oh,
His legs are working really well though.
I've noticed from TV every single time he's landed a stun. He does the block break combo where you jab or straight 3 times and then you go for a big shot. That was a nice fake from Freeze. Now, I think Freeze going for his grappling early on in this round will definitely help him, because I think that's what he may have been lacking in this fight, especially since he was losing in the striking department. Some nice ground pound from the top. And they're in half guard again.
Now, if Freeze can manage to get off some damage here and maintain for the next 2 minutes, how would you score this? How would you see this going?
I'd still give this round to TV, unless Freeze gets a rock.
Great reversal and separation.
Goes for that straight uppercut again. And he goes for it again. He's
And again.
really using that. Now, see, the thing about the straight uppercut, though, is if you're using it like now TV is, it's really easy to slip because both are just side slips. Oh,
yeah, exactly.
And Freeze gets the rock, and he lands the knockdown. I think Freeze needs to take this to the ground, and he does. I think if he can land some ground and pound, he can either get the finish or just make sure he gets the decision. And they're up.
Interesting.
Great pressure there, though. Keeping it up.
I think TV thinks he's got it in the bag.
Straight uppercut again.
Trying to survive the round.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, that was a beautiful overhand.
No, that might be the end of it.
Oh,
wow.
This is really close.
More ground pound from the top. In a half guard. And in the side control. Nice elbow there.
Great fight.
That was amazing.
Wow.
From Freeze. Personally, I think I'd give that to Freeze. TV was landing early on in the third, but Freeze took it in the end, and especially with those takedowns he was landing in the control, I think that should give him the fight almost definitely, in my opinion.
I think I'd agree. First and third, I think I'd give to
Yeah, I
Freeze.
would agree with that. We've seen some strange things with the scorecards in this game, though. We'll see how this goes.
100%. What a big rally. Wow.
And here we see the decision.
Looks like we have Bruce Buffer turned off. We will see a raised hand.
And Freeze wins, just as expected.
Yeah, good fight, good fight.
Great fight.
I'm not sure if we'll see the scorecards after, but I'd say that would be not counting knockdowns, just purely round 29-28. That was a definitely great fight and a completely decision.
Good punch
Impressive
stats.
performances.
TV
It's
very, very calculated in his approach.
definitely, but I think those 6 out of 6 takedowns, not one takedown was denied. So I think that definitely pushed the fight in Freeze's favor. Amazing performance from both. Next, we have Alex is Awesome versus FancyPup in the middleweight division. I think this will be a very interesting fight. Alex is choosing Weidman and FancyPup is choosing Gastelum. Now, Weidman is very well rounded, but he does have 80 health, I believe, and that's very dangerous, especially if you're fighting Gastelum.
Gaslam's got really, really crisp boxing. I've noticed a little bit more people going him recently. One of his biggest downfalls, though, of course, being his reach.
Gastelum is definitely an underrated pick, though. I definitely agree with you there, Cyrez. He's really solid, especially since he has good wrestling.
We are underway. And he switches his stance yet again. Gastelum gets caught with that
apologies for our fighters having commentary on. Oh, big head kick early on.
Oh, look at this! Who saw that coming? Oh, he's landed some good shots here.
Ankle pick lands.
Now goes in and secures the takedown.
Oh, he landed right
from the
hand.
top.
Man! Joey opts for the knee to the body.
I think that early head kick worried him.
And again, keeping that knee on the midsection.
Oh, man, that is rough.
And they're in a back.
Oh, he gets reversed. Trying to take the back here. Transitions to full guard.
If Pup wanted to come into this fight early on with grappling, I'm surprised he didn't go Jacare Souza.
Well, he's
And he
up,
gets
but
up.
oh, is he hurt.
Huge uppercut misses.
Weidman gets
Oh,
caught with that
nice
punch.
overhand
Not the
lines.
easiest guy in the world to hit, but he got caught there.
Whoa, boy, he's swinging now.
Oh, and he's knocked down
He's in
here.
big trouble.
Weidman gets up, but he looks dazed and confused. The left hook hits
I
him.
think this is, and he gets knocked down
Fancy
again.
has really smooth hands.
I think this is definitely what he needs to do, especially since he had a takedown early on. He needs to break
Nice defense on the single leg takedown.
Alex's
You can
rhythm,
tell he's worked
especially
on that.
since Alex landed that early head
Big
kick.
body shot, body.
Taking away right customers.
And he immediately
And they're in over-under.
got that clinch again.
Gastelum gets double underhooks now.
Oh, that was perfect when he went for the Superman punch and he caught him. Misses that overhand. And he goes for the single leg again.
Takedown. Excellent movement on the ground here, always trying to better his positioning.
And he's in a side saddle. This is a great position. Personally, in my opinion, I think it's better than Crucifix. That was a beautiful transition from FancyPup.
He takes the back.
Back flat too.
Oh, back flat is a great
Stay on top
position.
of him, smush him.
Weidman gets caught with that punch. He'd be wise to get those hands up, Joe.
It's late on the round, though. I don't think he'll get
And he's
this.
out of the
Yeah,
armbar.
very good call.
Weidman's lower jaw could not look much worse, Joe. Extremely swollen at this point in time. We'll keep an eye on
Definitely
this.
FancyPup's round. I think Alex did well with that early on head kick, but
And results in a knockdown.
FancyPup's smooth boxing and clean wrestling was definitely what won him that round.
Catch your breath. Breathe. Here we are, early round two.
That last round was absolutely insane. If this round gets off to anything like the last round, one of these guys is going out. I can't imagine a scenario where
And
they
he
continue
loses
where
the
they
ankle
left off in the last round, that one of these guys doesn't get knocked out.
And he slips the Superman punch.
So, Alex
How
likes to
about
admire
that
his
shit?
work. He'll land 1 or 2 punches at a time and then he'll back up.
Gastelum's
It's
attempt
the
there is
opposite
blocked by
stance.
the
He lets him go.
opponent. Damaging strike there.
Now, see,
Constantly a moving target.
the back slip is an amazing slip in the game, but I don't think you can go for it against Alex because he's throwing so many jab straights, and especially with those Superman punches. I think what he needs to do is do the side slips.
On the opponent, but he's moving right into that straight punch and right into his opponent's striking range. He would be wise to get his head off of the center line and stop leaning in. That punch will work right through the guard. Kick to the body.
Nice
by
body kick.
Gastelum. Ooh, blocks the shot.
Look at that. Nice.
That was a nice way.
Nice. Straight left to the body. Counters with
That was
a
a
huge
beautiful
uppercut
pull
to the head.
counter.
Oh!
Oh, that was a big jab,
He is getting off some
especially
huge
with
punches here.
Gaston, who is haymaker animation, I believe, which is much faster than the overhand.
Weidman's all sorts of bruised up on his body. That is going to hurt something fierce tomorrow.
Now he's
That
moved
was some
back
nice
in
fakes
full
and a
guard.
full guard.
He's got to be real careful about how he engages.
This is some nice ground and pound from Stat Guard, especially since Alex is not blocking his body.
Beautiful work. Beautiful.
2 minutes to go in round two.
Kelvin cracked him there.
This is great ground and pound from Stat Guard.
Wow.
I think that stamina gap is really what's allowing FancyPup to get the grappling in. Oh, that was a nice guillotine.
Great work. Great
Working
work.
on a guillotine.
One-arm guillotine here.
And he's out.
He's free for the guillotine.
Now, most people would usually get up after being caught in a choke, but I think Alex is going to land some ground and pound from here.
Oh, wow.
Scrambles back to his feet. Nicely done.
Especially since Alex was trying to get in a top mount. That was a great transition.
Showing the punch.
Well, he's really picked up the pace here in round 2. Much more aggressive now here and starting to find himself in the pocket.
Nice right hook.
FancyPup is doing well to mix in those body shots, especially since there is such a big stamina gap in between them. Oh, that's a nice uppercut. And he's finished.
There's a big difference there. He's willing to take just more risks.
Just a beautiful
That was
round.
a great fight, and
here's the end of the fight.
I think FancyPup was definitely winning.
From that early head kick, he manages to rise up to the to the challenge, push through it, and really dominated from that moment onwards.
Took a trip, now we taking sprints. I wasn't made the jog, I'm on ship.
But yeah, I think FancyPup did amazing work with Kelvin because he really switched up with his boxing into his grappling.
And it's it makes it a lot, like you said earlier, it makes it very, very hard for your opponent to be able to kind of read what you're doing when you've managed to get them down to the ground. They're worried about that takedown. Opens up a lot of strikes. And this should be a really, really interesting one. It'll be in the welterweight division. Of course, we have Safeconstant and Markdoesntcare. Safeconstant is going to be going RDA, and we're going to have Robbie Lawler sitting across from him with Markdoesntcare, which is a really good pick for him.
Robbie Lawler is, in my opinion, really underrated in the welterweight division. I think he's a great character if you know how to use him. And although many people will not grapple with him, he has great grappling stats if you know how to use him.
Yeah. I think the interesting thing here is that just because honestly this is a great matchup, Markdoesntcare is very, very aggressive. Doesn't really like to take a step backwards, and Safeconstant, as we all know, amazing counter fighter, has some of the best pull elbows in the game. So it'll be interesting to see how it pans out. Can Markdoesntcare overwhelm him, or can Safeconstant, pull off one of those very, very slick counters that he normally does?
Pull elbow.
Pull elbow, yeah.
I think this will be a very interesting matchup to see what style beats the other.
Yeah, 100%. They're styles that play into each other. Mark doesn't
definitely
likes people to be on the back foot, and Constant loves to be on the back foot. So see how this one pans out.
Now, personally, in my opinion, I think in game-wise, it's much more effective to be the pressure-heavy boxer instead of the counter-striker. And but Safeconstant is definitely adjusted to that, and he's a great striker in this game. So this will be a very interesting matchup. Now, Mark seems to be just working his jabs in here, and I think that is definitely effective because it can slow down Safeconstant, and although he is a counter-striker, I think giving him little opportunity to counter will work in Mark's favour. Oh, that's a nice slip. Mark is really switching up here, but he was caught earlier by Safeconstant. Especially with Robbie Lawler, who has 94 strike speed and 95 power. It can really pay off for you if you know how to use him. Now, a pattern I've noticed from Mark is that he goes to the body and then straight to the head, and I think Safeconstant has already made that read. Oh, that was a nice uppercut. And they're in a tie clinch, and he lands the elbow. Lands a leg kick. That body kick is caught by the block.
Those stutter steps from Constant. Very, very subtle, but always keep a little eye on someone when he's fighting. Likes to go to that. Don't really see many people do it.
It is very effective though because it automatically slips straight punches.
Yeah,
So if Mark catches on to that and he starts throwing hooks when Safeconstant is doing that, it can be a big problem for Safeconstant. That was a nice catch from Mark. Nice uppercut there. Oh, that was a beautiful combo from Safeconstant.
I like what Mark is doing. He's got good timing. It's just he's not choosing the right shots.
I do like the body work from him. He's keeping himself very much in the fight by attacking the stand. Not letting the lead get too much.
Personally, for me, I think where Mark is getting caught is his defense, and that has always been his downfall. As we said earlier, he doesn't like to back off. He's very aggressive, and it's very risk reward with that style.
Yeah, very, very much so. Higher risk, higher reward. Like he likes to get the very aggressive knockouts, and sometimes it's the price you pay, but it's still very much
There's the pull elbow.
Always I can totally see that. He's kind of smothering his shots a bit. He's trying to get in chest to chest, so he's leaving jab range. Getting too close. There we go. Beautiful.
Nice head kick. Now see, there we saw Mark's defense lacking. He came in with the body block, and that's how we got caught to the head. Nice leg check. And Mark lands one of his own. Mark has already worked Safeconstant's legs more, and that can really pay off for you, especially since he is Robbie Lawler is such high power.
Honestly, I think that's why his the stamina is as even as it is right now. A lot of body attacks, good use of the leg kicks, and keeping himself in it.
Now, I think Mark has landed more, but Safeconstant has landed much more significantly with those two rocks.
Really planting down many shots, hitting them very well at the moment.
I think Mark maybe needs to stop going to the leg occasionally and maybe more focus on that.
I'd like to see a lot of feints right now from Mark. I think that when you're against a counter striker, feints really help open up opportunities to counter the pulls and so on that they start to do.
Especially with pressure boxing. I have fought very good RDAs or very good Diazes who have amazing counter striking, and I've played them as Robbie Lawler since he is my main pick in welterweight. And you do have to be feinting a lot and switch up, but Mark definitely has the right idea, but he got caught 3 times there.
Nice
we see that nice body kick there. Sorry. But Mark has the right idea by switching it up all over, but I definitely think where he's lacking is his defense.
As you mentioned, one of the sacrifices you have with such a pressure-heavy game.
Mark has kept switching to orthodox, and personally I don't like doing that with Robbie Lawler, especially since his lead hook is very good. I like to keep it in southpaw with him, especially because I don't think he has that high switch stance. The same for RDA, but Safeconstant is keeping it in southpaw, so he keeps most of his power.
I mean, I think the reason Mark is going for is that obviously the same side stance can counter that hedge movement, but as you say, I don't think that Robbie Lawler has the high stance needed to really pull off a switch stance game plan.
Nice switch kick there, and he lands the overhand.
Really he's starting to find a rhythm now. He's starting to let a lot more shots go.
Yeah, that was really loose, really smooth.
Mark has the right game plan, but he's not effective with it. I think maybe a rematch could see him be more effective in it, but this fight isn't over, so anything could happen.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Robbie Lawler has that huge power. Still a good amount of stamina as well. He's far from out of this.
Nice body straight to the
Good slip.
body. Gets caught with hooks now. Oh, that's a nice body kick.
Oh, that elbow was close.
Safeconstant is really focusing on is that rear leg kick, especially since Safeconstant didn't switch to orthodox in this round like he did in the last. Nice body teep from Mark. Oh, beautiful pull elbow. Signature of Safeconstant. What I've noticed from Safeconstant is that when he lands a rock, he just goes for your head. So I think that's how Mark got caught to the head there while he was trying to defend. Nice overhand there.
Both finding each other right here.
Nice body kick. Another body kick.
When thrown by that, following that straight, they come out so quickly. Opens you up to hooks, but if you time them right.
Big save out of his game
Ever
here.
since Safeconstant and Mark has been in opposite stances, that's really made Safeconstant go to the body much more with his rear body kick, and it's paying dividends.
Much better.
Attempts a body knee, but misses. Nice straight there.
Really, really nicely timed.
Another body kick.
And he returns it. Beautiful.
What really impresses me about Safeconstant is that his ability to switch flashy things with fundamentals. Sometimes he's just a jab body kick or a straight body kick into this crazy combo that ends with a body kick that does massive damage. Oh, and he caught him there. Oh, and he's going straight to the body there.
Marking his things, just backing up, just walking.
It's perfect how he didn't go for the knockout there when he's in full guard, because if Mark went to attempt the body block, he would have been knocked out. It just allows much more body damage from Safeconstant.
Yeah, clean open shots.
Oh, and he gets caught again.
He's just.
What I've noticed from Mark is that he walks in without his block.
Yes.
What's letting him get caught.
Straight lines as well. Maybe a couple feints. Maybe a couple of lunge punches just to break the rhythm.
Yeah.
He's allowing Safe to do whatever he wants.
It's his defense, like I mentioned earlier. I think that's the aspect he really needs to improve on. Attempts of running overhand, but misses.
Yeah, it's literally straight lines. He can move forward and back. No sidestepping, nothing.
This is 2 rounds definitely for Safeconstant.
Yeah, they've been very good rounds. I think the second round, as the fight's gone on, Constant's gained more control. Be interested to see if Lola throws everything on good.
And Mark sticks to southpaw. Oh, and he got caught with the elbow there. Nice body kick. But that body kick won't do the same damage. Now it will, because Mark switched back to orthodox, where he was getting caught more to the body. Attempts a head kick, but it's blocked. Gets caught with a body kick. There has been 0 grappling in this fight. That's something I've noticed. This has just been a kickboxing match, and Safeconstant is coming out on top.
Nice tap step.
I also think what's been a deciding factor for Safeconstant, like you were mentioning, Cold-Blooded, is that Safeconstant is using sways, he's using head movement, he's using stutter steps.
Yeah, he's showing Mark a lot of different looks. He's giving Mark a lot to think about, whereas in the reverse, it's safe to have much to think about at all. Yeah, I don't get the impression that he respects anything that Mark is doing.
Oh, that was beautiful head movement that led into that left hook. And then knee lands through the block. Oh, that was a beautiful setup, but it was blocked. Switch kick lands. Now, I'm only just noticing this, but big double leg lands.
Wow. Great shot. He's just digging in the toolbox now. He's just showing him everything.
I think that's what Safeconstant needs to do, especially he can definitely secure the decision here, because I doubt it will be finished from the bottom. But oh, and he gets reversed when he attempted to go into half guard.
I think with the RDA though is he is definitely a submission threat. Personally, I love to arm trap from here, get that triangle.
Oh, it's a beautiful animation. And he stands up. Mark goes back in the southpaw. That was a nice slip. Oh, and he gets caught again. Body kick lands.
Setting up the head kick, I think.
Mark needs a finish here. I think that's what he really should be going for. Attempts to head kick but gets blocked, and he denies that body kick. Now see, what I've noticed late on in this round is that Mark is feinting the overhand, and that's stopping Safeconstant from throwing. Maybe if this was a 5-round fight, Mark would be able to take it in the last 2 rounds, because he seems to be picking up here. But that stamina gap and the head damage done, I doubt Mark will be able to finish this fight. Some nice body hooks there.
Trying here, but like you say, the stamina advantage, and to be perfectly honest, you say Constant's defense has been really on point. He hasn't made any glaring mistakes. Very defensively sound. Fought from behind that block.
Like I said early on in this fight, I think that's the deciding factor. Nice pull uppercut. Mark just needs to get in a stack guard and do some ground pound from here. I doubt he'll get a finish from full guard, and he doesn't.
He needs to keep that pressure on. No quick right here. And break that block.
And he's backing off.
Wow.
One of the first times I've ever seen him back up in my life.
This is surprising. I thought Mark would be chasing the finish. To be honest with you, I'd be spamming overhands at this point. Body knee lands. Oh, and he got caught late on in the round. Yeah, definitely decision win for Safeconstant, but it was contested, and Safeconstant is the winner. We saw that from that pause menu. No surprise there, to be honest. But that was a great fight, definitely.
Agreed.
I think maybe if that was a 5-round fight, Mark would be able to take it, but it is sad to see someone realise what they need to do to adjust in the last round of a fight.
Yeah, he definitely made some good adjustments.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. All 3 judges score the contest. 30-27, declared the winner by unanimous decision, Rafael Dos Anjos.
It'll be good to see Mark go back to the drawing board and clean up his flaws, because I think he needs to work on his defense mostly, because I think that's what lost him the fight. Up next, we have Stepwise Bird versus Urban Fox. And Urban Fox seems to be choosing Jimmy Manawa, who is a solid pick for striking, but not as well-rounded as Glover, who Stepwise Bird is picking.
Now, I want to give a special shout-out here. Stepwise Bird, as many of you might already know, one of the admins of the club, been away for a little while, had a little girl recently, obviously been doing his fathering duties. He's come back, and this is his long-awaited return. So I'm very, very excited to see how Stepwise does here.
Now, I appreciate that Stepwise Bird is going Glover. I'm a personal Glover main, and when I'm not choosing Glover, I'm choosing John Jones. But Glover is very solid in light heavyweight and very underrated, in my opinion.
Oh, 100%.
He doesn't have a lot of combos or different moves. I mean, he doesn't have a high lead roundhouse head kick, but he is such good fundamentals, and 97 power is such a deciding factor. But Manawa has so much power himself, so this will be an interesting fight. I think Stepwise needs to see what he needs to do to win this fight, maybe take it to the ground, and because Urban Fox is Manawa, needs to keep it standing and land a knockout. Or get a decision, you never know. And he goes straight in with the leg kicks. That's very effective as Glover, and I've used that tactic many times. Oh, he's rocked early, and he goes into the clinch. That's a true professional. You can see that already. Oh, big knee to the head lands. Urban Fox landing some hooks and a body kick. And Stepwise Bird's coming right back in. Gets caught with a hook. This has been very fast-paced from the opening bell. Oh, and Urban Fox lands a rock with a hook. Lands a leg kick again. That's already doing such big damage to Urban Fox's leg. And I think Urban Fox is worried about that, because most people, when they are worried about their leg kicks, they go to your legs. And he's rocked here. Oh, and that's a beautiful setup from Stepwise. Denies the guillotine attempt. And a half guard. Feints side control. Urban Fox has his back. And he gets up. Oh, and another combo from Stepwise. Stepwise is seeming content with keeping the center of the octagon. Feints the single leg. Oh, that's beautiful. He backed into the jab straight, didn't land. Now, Stepwise is doing well to not constantly chase Urban Fox, and I think that's working because Urban Fox is backing off quite a lot and he's stepping in and missing. So, oh, that's a beautiful single leg high.
Stepwise, very, very good in the submissions. A little bit late right now, but I was literally about to say that he got that very surprised if he doesn't try to take this down and get a submission.
Especially with Glover, who is a submission specialist.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd give that round to Stepwise because he had more rocks and he had the control. Now, Stepwise has already worked Urban Fox's leg a bit, and I think that's going to pay off later on in this fight. Oh, and he got caught there. Nice body kick.
I'd love to see a takedown out of Stepwise here.
And he attempts it.
Good shot attempt.
Now, I've noticed Urban Fox does a lot of straight punches. Oh, and he got caught there.
Urban Fox is very good in boxing range, very much in pocket, but at range, I noticed he's been throwing a lot of lunging straights.
Oh, and he got caught with a head kick. I think where Urban Fox fails is he tries to strike when he's stepping out, and that's where he just misses and loses stamina. I think to secure a win, Stepwise needs to just take this to the ground or slow down the fight because Manma also has insane power.
Yeah, 100%.
Perhaps try a driving double leg.
There it is.
Oh, and that's a great single leg high. They're in a sprawl. Back in the side control. Back in the sprawl. Oh, and he attempts the bulldog choke. This is great from Glover, and this is great from Stepwise. Oh, but I think he messed up on that, yeah. And he's in the back mount.
Actually, good try by Urban Fox. Didn't want to get flattened out, so switched across.
Attempts an armbar. But he has low stamina here, and I don't think he'll land this. And he doesn't. Oh, lands an elbow. Now, from top, I've noticed Stepwise has been losing a lot of stamina.
Very eager to throw down those round.
Attempts another submission. But this one seems to be a lot tighter than the other ones.
Yeah, but this time Mano's hand was actually down a little bit. Man's just too straight down, so good work down there. Good block by Stepwise also.
Pretty good top game. I don't know how I scored that round, but that's pretty good.
Stepwise is no
I think
joke.
the last minute there of control was really impressive.
I think that's really impressive for Stepwise, but I'd give that round to Urban Fox just because of that head kick knockdown.
Yeah, the knockdown score taking easily dodges here, and yeah, I think on that alone, you're probably right.
But then again, Stepwise landed multiple rocks and knockdowns in the first round.
Very disrespect there from Urban Fox. Try to get that running.
Oh, beautiful.
Stepwise is looking to punish him here, I promise you. He's not going to be happy with that.
Yeah, he saw something.
And he denies that. That's a no disrespect to Urban Fox, but that's a really rookie mistake on the bottom. They just transition a half guard and goes for the get up instantly.
Yeah.
The arm triangle is very tight from Glover. He has side saddle arm triangle, which is an amazing submission.
Oh, this is a deep
And it's
one.
getting in even deeper.
It's health. This might be it.
If he gets out, this might be it.
Wow.
And that's it. Wow.
Good
Amazing
job.
submission. from Stepwise Bird.
For those that don't know, Stepwise is now going to be going crazy in the club party, and I wish I was there to hear it. Great return for Stepwise. Excellent fight.
Now I believe probably the next fight for Stepwise is a ranked opponent fight, so he can get back in ranked after a long layoff after having his child.
Yeah, we'll be meeting up with Stepwise real shortly, talk about how he's going to go from here. Guy was on the very brink of a title shot before he had his daughter, so maybe one or two more, and I'm sure he'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mario Yamasaki has called a stop to this contest.
Great fight.
1 minute, 12 seconds of the third round.
Amazing performance from Stepwise, which is always expected.
Well, up next, we're going to be moving on to our co-main event of the evening. We have Tvxze Smok, the Dale Denton.
Dale Denton is going Max Holloway, who is a very solid choice. And I believe Smok is going Ortega, who is probably his favourite featherweight. Smok is known for his jiu-jitsu, and choosing someone as good as jiu-jitsu as Ortega will definitely pay off for him. Now, Holloway has a lot of unique things specific for his fighter, so I would be interested to see how Dale uses it.
We all know that Dale is the comeback king, as we have said many a time before. Smok is a really, really tough opponent. He's fighting up the rankings here. I'm interested to see if he can pull out the bag. A little bit of an underdog in this one, but always a game opponent, and as he's shown us time and time again, can.
Coming up next, it's a featherweight tilt between.
Really
I think Dale will work the body early on with Holloway, especially since we saw a lot of that with his GSP in the last tournament. And I'm not sure what Ortega's body strength stat is, but I don't think it'll be something crazy like 97. And we're on our way. Apologies for our fighter having commentary on. Dale just seems content to keep the middle.
Good game plan against the lone grappler.
Straight right.
Want to avoid the ability for that driving takedown if possible.
Dale might be trying to emulate Max Holloway by starting slow and speeding up generally over the fight.
This is really where we see
now he's got double underhooks.
Yeah, isn't that what he's wants it?
I wouldn't be surprised if Smok tries to.
Wow.
Oh wow, Dale gets his own takedown and get out of the
An
clinch.
unorthodox way to get up, but I have to say I like it.
Yeah, definitely.
Double underhooks.
As expected,
Nice work
Smok
with the
went
knee
straight
there
back to
by
that
Max
grappling,
Blessed Holloway.
keeping the pressure up there.
And those knees aren't just for effect; those are doing real damage.
I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for a triangle choke.
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to set something like that up.
And he feints it, but he gets denied.
And he pummels out of it. Body shot. And he separates. Very nicely done by Max Holloway.
I think Dale needs to keep distance, especially how Smok is pressure boxing into the clinch.
He has to stop that clinch.
Here in the clinch.
And he gets the outside trip.
Especially the night fighting, single a little bit harder to stop.
He's doing a great job of moving and transitioning here on the ground. He's looking to take the back. He transitions to full mount.
And he attempts an armbar.
For his arm here. He's got the arm here. Now he's gonna throw
Getting
his
in
leg
deeper,
over.
but there isn't a big
Turns
stamina
the hips.
difference.
He's gonna
He's
sit
doing very
back.
well blocking these gates though.
Throw the leg over
He's
the
pretty good
face.
at this. Very good job by him blocking the gates.
And he gets
That was
out.
a deep
The two
arm
great
bar
But he
with a
needs to
beautiful
watch out.
escape.
Wow.
Oh,
that was
he's
a nice-
definitely going for his 2-gate. Smoke
Very
is
nice
known
touch.
for it.
man.
Oh, and he goes into it.
This arm bar
Wow.
is
And he
very
gets it.
deep. Stunning. Stunning. And he really made it look easy.
Amazing performance from Smoke.
Yeah.
Really, really, really good performance. He did what he wanted to do from the opening bell. He stayed close, got his clinches, then he got his subs.
It's sad personally to not see Dale get everything he wanted, but Smoke was clearly in there. He just finished quick. And up next, we will be having our own commentator, CyreztheLooney, fight Dyno for the middleweight championship. So this will be a very interesting fight.
Well, wish me luck. I'm going to going to leave you guys to it. Gonna go and have this fight.
Yes, sir. Best of luck.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'll catch you guys on the flip side.
It's definitely going Israel Adesanya because so it'll be very interesting to watch this fight. Now we've already seen how Cyrez deals with Israel's with his fight with Spider a while ago, and Spider is a very good Israel Adesanya, but so is Dyno. Interesting to see how this fight goes. I'm wondering if Cyrez will pressure box and get Dyno out of there, or Dyno will keep distance and work slowly until the final round. Our fighters are just setting up stream right now, so please bear with us. CyreztheLooney chooses Robert Wicker, who is a very solid choice.
All right, coming up next, it's a middleweight matchup between the last style bender, Israel Adesanya, and Robert Whittaker. Our tale of the tape for this much-anticipated middleweight encounter. 2 years apart, these two fighters, with some differences in height, but big differences in reach. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Mario Yamasaki.
Now, Wicker has a lot in common with Bisping, so I wouldn't be surprised to see the same game plan from Spider with his pressure ball.
Have been waiting for. Live from the sold-out O2 Arena in London, England. professional record of 21 wins, 4 losses. He stands 6 feet tall, weighing in at 185 pounds.
I gotta set up for this one. That should be a good fight.
And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, holding a professional record of 15 wins, no losses. He stands 6 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 185 pounds. Israel, the last style bender, Adesanya!
All right, I gave instructions to you guys in the locker room. I want you guys to follow my orders at all times. Defend yourself at all times. Touch gloves.
I am very fired up for this fight. It's been a long time coming.
There you go, first round, you ready? You ready?
Well, good to have you with us, and right on time, I might add, as we get underway here at the O2 Arena in London. Pretty good straight punch there by Adesanya. Nice kick there by Robert Whittaker. Oh, clipped him with the jab. They're certainly getting after it early.
Refuses to touch gloves. Let's go.
Wow.
Well, someone's gotten through, Joe. This shot is blocked. Relentless. Neither guy really finding their range.
Dyno is already feinting his head movement, which can be worrying, especially for such a good boxer as Cyrez.
Saz coming out with immediate pressure. He doesn't want to give him any breathing room, which is good because Adesanya has those crazy kicks.
But Dyno seems happy to box, but I think Whittaker would come up on top normally with his boxing stats.
He's checking every single one of those.
Dyno switches stance a lot, which really opens up his...
Good body uppercut. Yeah, he's mixing his punches up pretty well. Nice hook.
Nice. That was a beautiful body tip into the switch kick.
Excellent feint with the kick.
Now, I think Cyrez would want to maybe avoid kicking from such close range because that's where he's getting caught with the boxing.
And he's off balance there.
Especially in the boxing exchanges, that's where Cyrez is landing most. So I think he needs to maybe abandon the kicks and just box out with him. Because that is how he knocked out Spider, who is, like Dyno, a very good Israel Adesanya.
Yeah, Spider's Adesanya is pretty amazing.
Nice uppercut. That was a beautiful body straight into the lead hook from Cyrez.
Cyrez is pretty home for a left hook now.
Especially with Whittaker, who I believe has 96 strike speed, his hands are blitzing. It's, I think Cyrez is coming out on top in these exchanges, but Dyno is working the body with his weird combos. And Cyrez clinches, but he gives Dyno tie clinch. And they're back in a single collar. An over-under. Denies the double under. And I think this is where he'll move in a double under for the tie clinch. And he does. He whips him around. He does that to move him towards the cage, which makes sure he won't be shoved against it. He's feinting the outside trip to land those uppercuts, which can do big damage from the clinch. And Cyrez breaks.
Good job by getting out of that.
I've already seen that from Dyno. He loves that lead teep into the lead switch kick. It's a great combo, and it's very confusing. Really nice. It reminds me of Martial Mind, how he uses switch kicks, especially with his Thomas Almeida. He does the body teep, lands a switch kick, and goes into the switch kick again. That was a close round, but I think I would give that to Cyrez just for those boxing exchanges. But I could definitely see how it could go to Dyno. And there we see the stats.
Around the judge, the stats are pretty much even. I think the differences will be the boxing. Yeah, more significant strikes off of those hooks. The hooks are beautiful.
But those body kicks were really doing damage.
Yeah, and that's money in the bank right there. They'll show it toward the end of the fight.
Especially in a 5-round fight, that's much more effective than a usual 15-minute bout. And here we're moving into the second round.
So he's really starting to put together some significant body shots here. These are going to take their toll as this fight goes on. Working well off of that jab, Joe. Can we show you the total strikes?
Body work.
Dyno is doing well with boxing exchanges right now. I think he's realized that he does need to box to make sure he can land the kicks. But I don't think Cyrez wants to be chasing Dyno all around the cage, and that's why he's making sure he stays in the center. Gets caught with the body kick there.
Damaging strike there.
He's doing a great job of blocking things here.
Kick to the body by.
That's a nice combo.
Well, he eats a punch to the head there.
Leg kick lands.
Leg kick.
Oh, body teep is caught. I'm surprised Dyno didn't go for a hook there. Cyrez lands with the boxing.
These exchanges are interesting. Each guy is always trying to get the other back. Cyrez wins one, Dyno wins the other one. It's just back and forth. Real good stuff.
Cyrez has amazing body punches. The way he sets them up, and what I've noticed is that he ducks down and or maybe slips to the side to throw one.
And there's no real pattern either. Doesn't repeat anything too often. I love it.
Now see, here he's using his leg kicks. Oh, and he got caught with a beautiful combo.
Oh my God!
That's a beautiful combo.
What a finish!
Dyno.
Wow.
He
That was
feinted
gorgeous.
the body tape into the question mark kick. That's amazing work from Dyno.
I hate to have the knockout.
Cyrez dropped his hands. I think that's the real shot there, because he went to block the body and then he dropped his hands.
Great work by Dyno. That was a great fight.
Here he feints the body kick and then he lands the question mark kick.
That is a legitimate highlight reel knockout.
Yeah.
For the title, that is beautiful.
KO the
Very
night
well
made
played.
of my name. It's feels horrible, but well played.
Very well played.
Alright, I will be back, young Dyno, sir. Other than that, that brings us to the end. Obviously, thank you both. I'm Cold-Blooded, ISC Killer.
My pleasure.
In commentary for the night. It's always great having you both. Other than that, thank you for everybody watching. Thank you to everybody fighting. If you haven't already, like the video, subscribe, and we will catch